From the heart of Texas, this is Central Texas News Now.
A Central Texan in search of a life-saving donor finds the help he's been asking for months. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Lindsay Lippman. Ann Harder's on vacation. In a story you'll only see here on Central Texas News Now, we've been following a former Temple High School football player in need of a kidney donor. Olivia Leveda joins us now live from our newsroom in Killeen. And Olivia, Darius Joyner has received some life-changing news.
Yes, he has. There is a donor who is a fantastic match, and he will soon undergo a kidney transplant. But before we get into that, let's take a look at how Joyner's story began.
I've been playing football since I was 4 or 5 years old. That's the only thing I knew. And I want to continue doing that until I was not able to do it anymore.
A look back in time. Any Central Texas high school football fan or faithful Central Texas News Now viewer has probably heard about Darius Joyner and watched some of his highlights. Joyner had hopes of playing for the NFL after college, but the former Temple High School football player's career was sidelined when doctors found he was retaining water in his legs.
Both legs swelled up like a balloon.
Then something wonderful happened. He became a father. Another milestone was supposed to happen last year in August. He was going to join the Navy, but the day before he was supposed to sign his contract, Joyner yet again found himself in the hospital.
Well, his kidneys failed from a combination of high blood pressure and an inherited disease called FSGS, focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, and it can sneak up on you very quickly and cause renal failure in otherwise healthy people, so it's kind of scary.
His long-term girlfriend and mother of his 2 little ones remembers how it all started.
Well, he didn't feel good at all, and I mean, for a man to say he has to go to the hospital, it must have been serious. And the first thing they do is, check your blood pressure when you get admitted to the emergency room, and his blood pressure was 200.
As the hours of treatment turned into days, weeks, and months, Joyner realized the only way his life would be spared was through a kidney donation.
Darius has kidney failure and needs a transplant, and he has a blood type that will mean he has a long time to wait for a deceased donor kidney.
That means he needs a living donor whose blood type is compatible with his O-positive blood type. As he waits for the transplant, a huge part of his life is dialysis.
Okay, my kidneys are non-function, so they don't filter out the bad stuff. And this is why I'm hooked on this machine. It pulls it out through the blood, and it helps clean it basically. It filtrates what the kidneys don't do.
For 4 long hours, Joyner is tied to a machine 3 days a week.
Dialysis is you having a machine clean your blood. So the dialysis machine only has 3 or 4 hours 3 times a week to do the work that your normal kidneys do 24/7. So it was really hard on the body because you have to basically take the person's blood out of their body, put it through a fancy machine that cleans it up and then goes back in their body. Very stressful for the heart and the blood vessels, and very challenging and fatiguing for the patient.
Since this whole incident, I've started going to school, work, pretty much my whole normal life. I gave it up just to get myself right with this treatment.
Meanwhile, Joyner patiently waits for someone who could be a match.
It'll mean everything, getting back to a normal life, have my family on a normal schedule, me feeling normal again.
For Darius to get a new kidney, it would mean that everything will go back to normal the way it once was. It's ever since he began dialysis, it's been a struggle for all of us, not only financially, but mentally and physically.
After we first aired Joyner's story back in November, more than 100 people called the Baylor Scott and White transplant program and applied to be living kidney donors. And the miracle he's been praying for has happened. He's found a kidney donor who is a fantastic match. Live in Killeen, Olivia Leveda, Central Texas News Now.
Well, we can all feel your joy, Olivia, in sharing that wonderful news. Thank you for the update. And coming up tonight at 6, she'll introduce us to his miracle match, a military wife and mother of 2 who followed her heart and is now donating one of her kidneys to save a life.